Hello, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Ola Fasuba, and I'm coming to you live from Coded Minds Canada. Today, I will be presenting a presentation called Creativity Begins Early, and I'm so excited to have you all here with us. So, first of all, I want to start with these three guys. What do they have in common? Jeff Bezos of Amazon, Steve Jobs of Apple, Elon Musk of Tesla. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of these names before and are very familiar with these individuals. Well, as part of this presentation, we'll be coming back to the slide quite a bit and making some notes regarding these individual gentlemen and what makes them unique and at the same time similar. So, with that being said, the main similarity with these gentlemen is that they are all creatives, and they were all creatives from a young age. So without going into a huge history lesson about each and every single one of them, I just want you guys to take my word for it. All of these individuals were creative at a young age, and today they have made huge impact in our society and the world as we know it. So why is creativity important? I chose this image because it was really unique to me, because as we are in the normal society of education and learning and growing, everyone seems to be the same. We're all trying to mold ourselves into the same type of individuals. But just like as I mentioned earlier with those important and creative young or men, they were all creatives and they all stood out differently from the rest. And that is what I would like to challenge you as children, educators, and parents of children and future learners to really exaggerate and promote the importance of creativity. So, how do we spark creativity? Here is a number of different examples to get creative. One is to get moving. Exercise actually powers the brain. Right? Interacting with others. By other people's experiences, knowledge, we're able to actually interact with others, and that can actually spark our creativity. We can establish good habits. And this could be like a routine, like a morning routine. And the key to this actually is creating a routine that is not like other routines or is normal like other people's routines. You don't all have to pick up at 6 a.m. in the morning. We can create routines that feel good to us, that are authentic, right? And becoming a sponge. That means to absorb information from our environment, from our peers, from people who aren't in our peer groups, right? To absorb information, inspiration, to really spark that creativity. And of course, trying new things. A lot of times we get stuck in doing the same things that we are used to over and over and over again. And we are unable to actually try new things that will make us become more creative. And of course, rest. Now in this world of very fast moving, it's not just adults that are tired anymore. It's not just adults who are not getting enough rest. Children too, with all the social media and devices and tech that they have at their fingertips, are not getting enough rest. But just as I mentioned earlier about getting moving and exercise, our brains are the key source for where our inspiration and our creativity comes from, and our brains need rest as well. Okay, and my role in our company as Coded Minds is to get the word out there about the importance of early childhood learning, and not just childhood learning that's about childcare or daycare, but really incorporating these key aspects to education, which is creativity, storytelling, design, collaboration, and entrepreneurship. As educators and as parents, we need to be asking ourselves the questions when we enroll our children in schools and in programs, or when we don't. Do the programs that our children are currently involved right now, do they foster creativity, storytelling, design, collaboration, and entrepreneurship? And as educators, you have to ask yourself, do my programs, does my classroom, do my lessons incorporate these very, very important aspects of early childhood learning? Now, it's really unique, and as we're moving into the new world today, I know what we are in a data science connect, right? And we're in a data science conference, but a huge part of data science is creativity and all of these other aspects as well too. And it's important that we foster these in our children at a very young age. And as I mentioned earlier in our company, my job is to get the word out there of the importance of this and really have parents and educators come into understanding that this world that we live in right now, the fourth industrial revolution that we are in right now, this technology and globalization, there are going to be jobs of tomorrow that we don't even know about, that our children don't know about, that we as parents and adults are not aware of, but we need to foster the capabilities for our children to do that. And one of the things that we use in our company is called Edge Makers. It's trademarked by Coded Minds, and it really helps to empower young innovators to change the world, because that really truly is the purpose of creativity. Just like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk and Mr. Bezos, they really changed the world in the tech and globalization operations through their innovation. And that is what we want to spark in children. So one way to do that, of course, is through STEM. And STEM, for those of you guys that don't know, I'm sure a lot of people do know, stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Our company has taken it one step further and added the I and the A, which stand for innovation and arts. So again, back to those basics that really help to foster creativity, design, and collaboration with young learners. And these are some examples of words and keywords and products and services that parents and educators should be made aware of and should start beginning to use if they're not already in their programs. This includes block coding. A well-known company that does block coding for children is Scratch. We also have robotics. We have Edge Makers, as I mentioned previous slide. Minecraft, Roblox, which are known as games, like video games, but they're really amazing tools to teach children things such as Java, Python, other types of coding, and also creativity, creating problems or solving problems using things that children already like video games, is an amazing way. So teachers, educators, parents, it's okay to have your children play these games as so long as they are for the purpose of education. Python, as I already mentioned, and YouTube and filmmaking. So these are really amazing things and products and services that you want to start thinking about right now. So as I mentioned earlier, we are in the fourth industrial revolution. It is the fastest industrial revolution that the world has ever come across. When I say industrial, I don't mean truly industrial, but it is a form of revolution that's happening right now with technology and globalization. So we do not want to be left behind. And how to stay informed, educators and parents, is joining institutions like this, institutions like Data Science Connect, staying up to date with organizations and programs and communities. Make sure that you're enrolled and always up to date, right? Enrolling your children in STEM and iSTEAM-based schools and childcare. As I mentioned, Coded Minds, we do provide daycare, childcare, before and after school programs. We partner with the schools so that way the children, when they're coming before and after school, they're incorporating education, STEM education into their play. So we're empowering play, teaching them the importance of science and technology, and really fostering their growth and development within these programs. And as I mentioned, the title of this talk was not just important for the career for the students, but to really help them create and foster creativity, because creativity is what solves problems, and the world still has a lot of problems to solve. So another way to do this is to sign up for courses and programs. Most of you found us on this conference today on Eventbrite. It's a great tool to use for you to find free tools or less expensive tools, and signing up for courses and programs such as the ones that we offer at Coded Minds, so that your child has, in addition to what they're learning at school, is able to really embed themselves into the world of today and the world of what's coming forward. Taking online lessons and in-person lessons. There are some things that online lessons work for STEM, and there's some things that it's better to be in person, such as robotics, for example. But it's good to stay active, good to stay motivated, and you can also keep yourselves, part of the changing world. So do not get left behind, and these are the things that you can do to ensure that. So here is a little bit of a more interactive piece here. I wanted to ask the question, what do these titles have in common? So blockchain, banking engineer, national identity conservationist, public technology ethicist, and remote robotic surgeon, and superstructure printer. So at the end of my presentation today, we'll have an opportunity to answer these questions. But because I can't really see you guys' questions right now, I'm just gonna keep talking. So what do these titles have in common? What they have in common is these are all roles of the future. These jobs are not yet careers right now. However, they will be, or scientists and researchers have guessed that these will be some jobs of the future. Now, it's interesting to know that we are here in 2021 and we're already discussing jobs that don't even exist. And that is why it's so important for parents to start to foster data, robotics, and engineering and technology into their childhood learning right now, into their classrooms and programs right now, because some of the jobs that we have right now will be extinct by the time your child is ready to go into the workforce. So ensure that they are prepared. And as I mentioned earlier, that it's not just about careers and it's not just about jobs that we care for children to be creative and to be implemented into STEM, but also because the world has so many problems to solve. And as we're moving into the future, the world will have even more problems to solve. And that is where creativity and creative minds do come in. So will your child be a problem solver? Will your child be the next Steve Jobs or Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk tomorrow? That is the question that we are piquing here, and we hope that the answer is yes. And another thing that all of those men have in common is they were all in the technology. All technology world changers, and that is what we want to foster at Coded Minds and through the Data Connect society, especially with the K-12. Another thing I want to mention as well too, if you noticed that all of those gentlemen that I mentioned were men. So another key issue that we're having right now in the STEM world and the K-12 world is there's not enough females. It does not mean that there's not prominent females in the STEM world of STEM. There are, but we'd love to see more. And as educators, as parents, and as children, you can foster those interests into your female or female girl children today by involving them in STEM, by involving them in technology, in programs such as ours and other ones all across the world. So I want to encourage you guys to start doing that right now so we can have more world changers and more problems solved. And here is how you can get started. But those of you guys that are joining here today, like I mentioned earlier, Eventbrite, you can check out for low cost or free events through Eventbrite. And also right now, Coded Minds is also offering free block coding courses for kids, recommended for kids between ages 4 and 7 years old, I believe. And also for this event only, and for those who are part of Data Connect, we will be offering 10% off our e-learning sessions with Coded Minds when you use the code Data Connect 10. So I hope you guys found this presentation to be useful, helpful, as well as informative. And if you have any questions, I would love to answer them now. All right. I don't see any questions coming in, and maybe it's because I don't see the chat. Okay. All right, Data Science Connect. If there are no questions, okay, thank you, Rachel. Hello, everyone. Perfect. We'll wait a couple more seconds here. feel free to connect, you guys. We, through Data Connect or through Coded Minds, I would love to connect with you guys. Any questions or concerns you might have, or how to connect your kids to STEM and creativity, and how to foster that in your children, we would love, 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 love to hear from you. And we are always there to help. Thank you, Navia, I think. Thank you, Kavya.